Hello everyone, I'm intern working LEXIS and Company and I'm going to present on the topic the Benaami transaction. So the Benaami word has the meaning of having no name or being analogous, anonymous. In such transactions, the person have no benefit other than the transfer of the property or legally recording the name of the property, and that person is called the Benamidar. So the person does such act in order of his interest, in order for his own benefit, and the benefits can be to avoid tax, avoid payment to the creditors, to utilize his black money. Mostly, it is utilizing their black money. And the following transactions can be held under the Benami transactions. First is property is held with the fictitious name. Second is that the real owner denies of any knowledge about the property or the ownership of the property. And the consideration of the person is untraceable or fictitious. Beneficiary owner identity is not known. So, the Benami transaction and sham transaction is sometimes confused uh, um, in confused terms. So, in Benami transaction, there must exist transaction or agreement of sale for sale or purchase of the property, along with the transfer of right, possession, and the title to the transferee. But in sham transaction happens to be executed on the paper, but the actual owner vests with all rights, claim possession and property, but it is not shown on the papers. It is not shown on the papers. While in Benami it is shown, but it might be on false name or in someone else's name. So the exceptions of Benami is that a property possessed by the HUF, which is the Hindu United Family, or the Koparsena, which is the joint family. For the benefit of the Koparsena, it is considered to be paid for known sources of income. Property is held under the fiduciary relationship, and this person holding the property is a trustee or another person for the benefit of all the persons for whom he is trustee or responsible for standing. Then third is property for the spouse or unmarried daughter, which many of people having black money does. So, in which consideration is paid for known sources of income, unless proven contrary to the property had been purchased for the benefit of the spouse or unmarried daughter. Then comes the penalty of the under the act of the Benami transaction. If the person is proven guilty, then he will be imprisoned for the extension of 3 years, along with a fine, and it is a bailable and non-cognizable offense. Then implications of income tax under the Benami transaction. Section 281A of the Income Tax Act states that if there is a failure to furnish information about the Benami property, then any suit can be brought against any court of law to enforce any right against the person whose name property is registered or any person claiming to be the real owner. Uh, unless a notice containing particulars has been given by claimant within 1 year from the date to the chief commissioner or commissioner. So thank you. This was a presentation on the on the Benami Transaction Act.